From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
The All Indiana Podcast Network.
This is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now all the latest news.
Kylie Conway has all the news you need to know.
And more.
Please stand by.
This episode of News 8 Daily 8 is presented by Downtown Indy.
Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for Thursday, October 29th. It's going to be a very soggy Thursday. Rain sticks around for pretty much the entire day, with some tapering off starting this evening. We're going to get some pretty heavy downpours at times as well, with temps in the upper 40s to low 50s. Federal agencies are warning that cybercriminals are attacking information systems in hospitals. It could hurt patient care, just as nationwide cases of COVID-19 spike. The FBI and 2 federal agencies warned the cyber attack has already impacted 5 U.S. hospitals this week, but also warned it could impact hundreds more. The CEO of a security company that told federal law enforcement about the attacks says the criminals are demanding ransoms above $10 million a target. He adds that there are plans to try and infect more than 400 medical facilities. A focus on the issues and not the candidates. That's what you heard when Wish TV hosted our hour-long special, All Indiana Politics, with 2 people who have helped shape the country's policies for more than 2 decades. Former national chairs of their respective parties, Donna Brazile and Michael Steele. News 8's Dan Klein reports on the conversation about moving forward in 2021, regardless of what happens on Election Day.
20. In a time that seems like none other,
this disease is killing people.
Unconstitutional.
2020. In a time that seems like none other,
this disease is killing people.
Unconstitutional. Hunker down order.
My father should have been killed like this.
Everybody knows he's a liar.
Nothing smart about you, Joe.
A chance to go deep with 2 people who have their finger on the pulse of American politics. Democratic strategist and former DNC chair Donna Brazile and former RNC chair Michael Steele. On opposite sides, yet they agree on a common enemy behind the polarized politics of today.
It starts with the fact that not only are we divided along party lines, but often along class lines, regional lines.
How we let that tribalism sort of infect institutions that citizens need.
One of those things, additional help because of the coronavirus pandemic. The parties unable to compromise on a second stimulus package.
Because they're stuck on stupid. I can't put it any plainer than that. I mean, this is the least partisan moment. This is not a complicated issue at a time like this.
What is the answer? Do we have to vote everyone out and start over? Honestly.
Brooke, can I take that one, please?
Yes, you can, Michael. Go ahead.
Yeah, you may have to do that. I mean, when you're stuck on stupid.
We have a crisis of leadership in this country, and it's not just at the top, it's across the board.
Voters even got a chance to ask their questions as part of the discussion.
Do we think that all debates should be conducted before actual voting begins?
Steele says that wouldn't be easy, with some states like North Carolina allowing votes to be cast in mid-September, just 2 weeks after the party conventions.
I think we're going to have to live with voting taking place, which means, as a candidate, run a good campaign. Run a campaign in which you bank that vote as early as you can.
The conversation turned to the law and order catchphrase used by Republicans after the looting and rioting connected to the racial equality movement.
Law and order works in a lot of white communities around the country because their experience with the law is not the same as it is for African Americans. It's not that we're against law and order. No, absolutely not. But we also know what happens when the law and the order are out of sync.
And Brazile was pressed on the topic of packing the courts, perhaps even adding liberal justices to the Supreme Court.
Hey, that's what they did with their majority. If the Democrats are able to get control of the Congress or in control of the United States Senate, this is going to be an issue. So I don't know if there's an appetite. I do know that there are some progressives in the Democratic Party that would like to see it happen.
Often at odds, still friends. Clearly evident as they laughed and discussed together, even talking food.
That's someone that I'm going to go and have a nice, tall Louisiana drink with. right?
And some gumbo, because I will stir it up for you.
It seems appropriate that a conversation which began with the polarization of politics never turned to screams or rudeness. In fact, it's what Steele hopes comes in 2021.
I want our economy back. I want our schools reopened. I would like to see this virus under control.
Before we get to all of that, we've got to reconnect as citizens, as Americans. How many of you Hoosiers out there are mad at a family member because they support Donald Trump or they support Joe Biden? How many of you are upset with a friend because they're not a part of your tribe, because you have political differences?
That was Dan Klein reporting. Wish TV did partner with the Indianapolis Urban League to bring these two guests to you. You can watch the whole hour-long conversation right now on our website, wishtv.com.
Searching for a romantic summer getaway? Escape with Rich Girl Summer, the new Audible original from Lilly Chu. The exquisitely talented Philippa Sue, returning to narrate her 5th Lilly Chu title. This time, Philippa is joined by her real-life husband, Stephen Pasquale. Set in Toronto's wealthy cottage country, aka the Hamptons of Canada, Rich Girl Summer follows the story of Valerie, a down-on-her-luck event planner posing as a socialite's long-lost daughter, while piecing together the secrets surrounding a mysterious family and falling deeper and deeper in love with the impossibly hard-to-read and infuriatingly handsome family assistant, Nico. Caught between pretending to belong and unexpectedly finding where she truly fits in, Valerie learns her summer is about to get far more complicated than she ever planned. She's in over her head and head over heels. Listen to Rich Girl Summer now on Audible. Go to audible.com/richgirlsummer.
And this morning, we'll get a COVID-19 update from Marion County officials. The county is reporting daily case counts at levels that haven't been seen since May. You can watch that live at 10:30 this morning on wishtv.com and on our Facebook page. State health officials hope to get the first doses of a coronavirus vaccine next month. Dr. Christina Bach says limited doses should arrive in late November with a second shipment possible in mid-December. According to Bach, the first people to get the vaccine will be healthcare professionals and other vulnerable populations. The vaccine has to be stored at -70 degrees, so officials are working now to determine where those first doses can be stored and administered. On Monday, members of the National Guard will be deployed to help 133 long-term care facilities. Marion County is maxed out on poll workers. The election board insists it has enough people to work during early voting and election day. Community groups are recruiting help on social media. According to the board, long lines have nothing to do with staffing shortages. The county has more than 4,000 general election workers. There were 3,000 4 years ago. Officials say they cannot accommodate more workers at some locations because of social distancing requirements. Today, there's a chance we could hear new information from the American Civil Liberties Union on a lawsuit related to the racial justice protests in Indianapolis this spring. The suit is on behalf of Indy 10 Black Lives Matter and local protesters. It claims police used excessive force on people when they fired tear gas, pepper balls, and other weapons during protests in May about racial equality. The lawsuit aims to get a ban in writing for chemical and projectile weapons against protesters. The Indianapolis Public Schools Superintendent is looking to the future after a year of unknowns. Alicia Johnson gave her State of the District address last night. There was a focus on keeping everyone safe, particularly students, during the pandemic and fighting for the needs of the students. Johnson highlighted how the district has been able to help IPS families during the pandemic by providing meals, e-learning support, internet to many families. She says the biggest hurdle is navigating how to handle new problems created by the virus. Moving forward, Johnson says IPS will also focus on increasing access to rigorous and relevant instruction, promoting racial equity, engagement, and funding strategically. 3 people are injured after they were shot sitting in a car. The violence comes just hours after a public safety peace walk to address crime as Indianapolis sees its deadliest year. Indianapolis police say the shooting happened on Tyndall Street around 7 last night. It's near Troy and Keystone Avenue. According to police, officers arrived to find one person who'd been shot. IMPD tells us that 2 other victims drove themselves to the hospital. Now, this morning, it's not clear what led up to that shooting. We are also waiting to learn the conditions of the 2 victims who walked themselves into hospitals. Indiana lawmakers are starting to look at how robots could help people during the pandemic. Specifically, they're looking at regulation for delivery robots. like those seen on Purdue University's campus. State Representative Holly Sullivan says it's an idea that's being talked about in 14 other states. She says it could be a game changer for people who can't or don't feel comfortable shopping in person. She's now encouraging cities and towns as well as business owners to call her office with input on the delivery idea. Eli Lilly and Company strikes a deal with the U.S. government. The company announced it will supply 300,000 vials of an antibody used for treating high-risk patients with mild to moderate COVID-19 cases. The government says it will accept the vials as long as the FDA approves emergency use authorization. Under the agreement, the U.S. government can also purchase an additional 650,000 vials through the end of June of next year. Country Kitchen's temporary location will be inside the Ruckus building on Commerce Avenue, just off Mass Ave. It'll be open for carryout and catering. We told you yesterday on Daybreak that the iconic restaurant would be reopening on Tuesday. The original restaurant located on North College Avenue was damaged by a fire in January. Phillip Rivers says he is hoping to pick up where he left off when the team faces the Detroit Lions on Sunday. Rivers is coming off his best performance of the season. He said that over the bye week, he spent time with his wife and family. He added that it was also a great time to evaluate his work at the beginning of the season. You can tune in to Wish TV every Sunday morning for Countdown to Kickoff. From 11 a.m. until noon, we'll get you ready for the action with live reports from Detroit. Countdown to Kickoff is the only one-hour Colts pregame show in the state. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway. Online at wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This episode of News 8 Daily 8 is presented by Downtown Indy.
Check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.
allindianapodcastnetwork.com.